Hello aspirants, my name is Drishti Jain and I welcome you to the series of घटना सूत्र। मैं सबसे पहले अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करती हूँ। मैं और मेरी यूपीएससी की दोस्ती काफ़ी पुरानी है। मैंने 3 सीएसई के मेंस और 2 फॉरेस्ट के मेंस और 2 इंटरव्यू दिए हुए हैं यूपीएससी में। मैं इस घटना सूत्र सीरीज़ में अपना पूरा एक्सपीरियंस आपके साथ शेयर करने की कोशिश करूँगी और किस तरीके से किस चीज़ को पढ़ा और याद किया जा सकता है, क्योंकि यूपीएससी में पढ़ाई तो सभी करते हैं लेकिन सही तरीके से और सही गाइडेंस के साथ पढ़ाई करना सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है। इस वीडियो में हम पीटी 365 डिस्कस करेंगे जो कि काफ़ी क्रिस्प और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव होगा, जो प्रीलिम्स के लिए इनफ और सफिशिएंट होगा। मेरी कोशिश रहेगी कि बहुत ही कम समय में आपका ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा करंट अफेयर्स बहुत अच्छी तरीके से रिवाइज हो जाए। एंड सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ हम साथ ही ट्राई करेंगे कि उसका स्टैटिक से लिंकेज और लास्ट 10 ईयर्स के प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे। आप बस इस वीडियो को 3 से 4 बार अच्छे से देख लीजिए एंड आई एम श्योर कि आपका पूरा करंट अफेयर्स पीटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अच्छे से हो जाएगा। तो बिना देरी किए चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट पीटी 365।
Let's start from where we left. The next topic is higher education in India. UGC issued draft guidelines for recognition of prior learning in higher education. Recognition of prior learning. It is a formal mechanism used to evaluate a person's existing knowledge, skills, and experience gained through formal, non-formal, or informal learning. Purpose: to integrate informal and non-formal learning into formal education system via assessments and certifications. Status of higher education in India. In 2021-22, gross enrollment ratio in higher education for the age group of 18 to 23 years increased to 28.4 from 23.7 in 2014-15. Female gross enrollment ratio increased to 28.5 in 2021-22 from 22.9 in 2014-15. Salient features for NEP for higher education. Multiple exit options. The undergraduate degree will be of either 3 or 4 year duration with multiple exit options. So multiple exit options होंगे, okay? With a certification at the end of first year, a diploma after second year, a bachelor's degree after third year, and an honors degree along with a bachelor's degree at the end of fourth year. Academic bank of credit, to digitally store the academic credits earned from various institutions. Internationalization of education through institutional collaborations and allowing entry of top world universities to open campuses in India. Organizational framework. National Research Foundation to catalyze and expand research and innovation across the country. National Education Technology Forum to be established as a platform for free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning, assessment and administration both for schools and higher education. Goals of NEP 2020 for higher education. At least one large multidisciplinary higher education institution or in near every district by 2030. All higher education institutions shall aim to become autonomous with an empowered board of governors by 2035. All higher education institutions shall aim to become multidisciplinary institutions by 2040. Increase the gross enrollment ratio in higher education including vocational education from 26.3% 2018 to 50% by 2035. By 2025, at least 50% of learners through school and higher education system shall have exposure to vocational education. Now the next topic, Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Prime Minister chaired the first meeting of governing body of Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Key initiatives announced. Partnerships for accelerated innovation and research. Pairing universities where research is at nascent stage with top-tier established institutions for mentorship and hub-and-spoke model. It's a good initiative. Okay? Pair. Mission for Advancement in High Impact Areas, MAHA. To support priority-driven solution-focused research in priority areas like EV mobility, advanced materials, solar cells, health and medical technology, etc. ANRF Center of Excellence. To establish world-class research centers with substantial funding and support. About ANRF, Genesis. Establishment under ANRF Act 2023 and erstwhile Science and Engineering Research Board is subsumed under ANRF. Aim. To seed and grow and foster a culture of research and innovation throughout the country as per the recommendations of National Education Policy. ANRF strives to making India a technology-driven society. And funding. Mobilization of 50,000 crore for the period of 2023 to 28, rupees 14,000 crore from centre and rupees 36,000 crore from private sources. Governance. Administrative Department. Department of Science and Technology. Governing Board. Ex officio President will be PM. Ex officio Vice Presidents. Union Minister of Science and Technology and Minister of Education. Executive Council, chaired by the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF 2024. Ministry of Education released the India Rankings 2024, which implements the National Institutional Ranking Framework. तो कौन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन रिलीज कर रहा है? इंडिया रैंकिंग्स 2024 9th एडिशन, जो इम्प्लीमेंट करता है नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशनल रैंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क. About NIRF, launched in 2015 by the Ministry of Education. Objective: outlines a methodology to rank educational institutions across the country based on parameters. 5 parameters: teaching, learning and resources, research and professional practices, graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity, and perception. Integration of innovation ranking into the India rankings under NIRF framework. Implementation agency: National Board of Accreditation in collaboration with the Inflibnet Center in Gandhinagar. NBA assess qualitative competence of the programs offered by educational institutions from diploma level to postgraduate level in engineering and technology, management, pharmacy, architecture and related disciplines. 2024 ranking. New additional categories for ranking: Open Universities, State Public Universities and Skill Universities. IIT Madras topped in the overall category for the 6th consecutive time. IISc Bangalore topped in the universities category for the 9th consecutive time. Other global rankings कौन सी है? World University Rankings 2025 published by the Times Higher Education. तो कौन सी? World University Rankings, Times Higher Education. 2025 rankings include 2092 ranked universities from 115 countries and territories. It includes 18 indicators to assess institutions across 5 key areas: teaching, research environment, research quality, industry engagement and international outlook. Indian Institute of Science Bangalore is the top ranked Indian university, ranked 251 to 300th. 4 Indian universities are placed in the bracket of 401 to 500. QS World University Rankings. तो QS रिलीज करती है based on 9 performance indicators. IIT Bombay is the top ranked Indian institution at 180. University Impact Rankings, published by THE. It identifies universities that excel across the multiple United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Top ranked Indian university is Amrit Vishwa Vidyapeetham, rank 81. India is the most represented country in the overall table with 96 institutions. Foreign university campus in India. The Union government issued a letter of intent to the University of Southampton, UK, to establish their campus in Gurugram. तो क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं कि जो फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं वो उनको बोलेंगे हम कि वो अपने कैंपसेस यहाँ पे इंडिया में किसी सिटीज़ में establish करें. It will be the first international university to set up a campus in India under UGC. Setting up an operation of campuses of foreign higher education institutions in India Regulation 2023. About UGC, setting up an operation of campuses of foreign higher education institutions in India Regulations 2023. तो इसका एम क्या है? To facilitate the entry of higher ranked foreign universities as envisaged in National Education Policy 2020 to provide an international dimension to higher education. Criteria to set up foreign university campuses. FEHI ranked in global top 500 either overall or in relevant subject areas, or should possess outstanding expertise in particular area. 2 or more than 2 FHEIs can collaborate to set up campuses in India, provided each FHEI meets the eligibility criteria individually. Approval. UGC shall initially grant in principle approval and issue a letter of intent to applicant FEHI. They are expected to set up campuses in India within 2 years from the date of issue of LOI. Faculty and staff structure. Autonomy to decide the qualification, salary structure and other conditions of service for appointing faculty and staff. Award the degrees and qualification. Qualifications offered in the campus of FHEI in India shall be awarded under the name and seal of FHEI in the country of origin. Mobility and credit transfers of students from the main campus of FHEI to the FHEI campus in India and vice versa, and between an Indian institution and FHEI campus and vice versa are permitted. Okay, credit transfer हो सकता है. Now, the next topic is health. National Family Health Survey 5 report. तो इसमें की highlights of report all India level. पहले ये देख लेते हैं. तो TFR जो है ना NFHS 5 में कम हुआ है, 2 पे आया है 2.2 से। कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव प्रेवलेंस रेट बढ़ गया है 67% पे। एंटीनाइटल केयर विजिट्स बाय प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन इन द फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर तो बढ़ गया 70% हो गया। अनमेट नीड्स ऑफ फैमिली प्लानिंग कम हो गई है 9%। फुल इम्यूनाइजेशन इन किड्स एजेड 12 to 23 months 76.4% हो गया। सेक्स रेशियो 1020. Neonatal mortality rate. Number of deaths among all live births during the first 28 days. फर्स्ट 28 डेज में जो डेथ होती है वो देख रहे हैं तो कम हो गई 24.9% हो गई है। IMR कम हो गया 35.2% हो गया। अंडर 5 मोर्टेलिटी रेट कम हो गया 41.9%। एनीमिया अमंग विमेन एजेड 15 to 49 ईयर्स बढ़ गई है 57%। ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, बढ़ गया है बोल रहा है, ठीक है। एनीमिया अमंग चिल्ड्रन एजेड 6 to 59 months बढ़ गया 67.1% हो गया है। Women aged 20 to 25 years married before age 18 years 23.3% हो गया है। Men aged 25 to 29 years married before age 21 years कम हो गया 17%। Institutional births बढ़ गया 88.6%। Children under 5 years who are stunted कम हो गया 35.5%। Children under 5 years who are wasted कम हो गया 19.3%। Children under 5 years who are underweight कम हो गया 32%। National Health Accounts Estimate. Recently, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare released the National Health Account Estimates for the fiscal year 2020-21 and 2021-22. About National Health Account Estimates. Released by MOHFW since 2013-14 envisaged in National Health Policy 2002. Prepared by National Health Accounts Technical Secretariat with guidance and support from NHA Steering Committee and NHA Expert Group for India. Offers a detailed description of the financial flows within India's health system, illustrating how funds are collected from various sources, how they are spent across the healthcare sector, and how healthcare services are utilized. Derived within the framework of National Health Account Guidelines for India 2016 and prepared by using the System of Health Accounts 2011. System of Health Accounts SHA 2011. It is a global standard framework for producing health accounts and facilitates comparison of estimates across countries. It provides a standard for classifying health expenditures according to the three axes of consumption, provision, and financing. It is a result of joint cooperation among Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, World Health Organization, and Eurostat. Key findings of NHA estimates for India. Health indicator and trend in 2021-22. Total health expenditure as a percentage of GDP and per capita. THE constitutes current and capital expenditure incurred by government and private sources. THE as a percentage of GDP increased to 3.83% from 3.31%. THE per capita increased to Rs 6,602 from Rs 4,297. Ab government health expenditure as a percentage of THE. GHE constitutes spending under all schemes funded and managed by union, state and local governments, including funds channeled through government organizations. Increased to 48% from 40.8%. Current health expenditure as a percentage of THE. CHE constitutes only recurrent expenditure for healthcare purposes, net all expenditures. CHE as a percentage of THE indicate operational expenditures on healthcare in the year. Decreased to 87.3% from 88.5%. Out-of-pocket expenditure on healthcare as percentage of THE. Out-of-pocket expenditure as percentage directly made by households at the point of receiving healthcare. Decreased to 39.4% from 48.8%. Social Security expenditure as health as a percentage of THE. Social Security expenditure includes government-funded health insurance schemes, PMJAY, RSBY, social health insurance programs, and medical reimbursements to government employees for healthcare purposes. Decreased to 8.7% from 9%. Private health insurance expenditure as a percentage of THE. PHIE constitutes spending through health insurance companies. Increased to 7.4% from 5.8%. External donor funding for health as percentage of THE. It constitutes all funding available to the country by assistance from donors. Increased to 1.1% from 0.5%. The next topic is euthanasia. Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare released draft guidelines for withdrawal of life support in terminally ill patients, that is passive euthanasia. तो draft guidelines लाया गया है for passive euthanasia. Recently, Karnataka became the second state after Kerala. सबसे पहला कौन सा था? Kerala. फिर कर्नाटका, to allow terminally ill patients to die with dignity in line with the Supreme Court directives. Key highlights of the guidelines: definition of terminal illness and delineation of the conditions for withdrawing life-sustaining treatments. Compliance with procedure prescribed in Supreme Court in Common Cause versus Union of India case. Constitution of Preliminary Medical Board and Primary Medical Board and Secondary Medical Board, both comprising at least 3 members. Foregoing of LST proposal should be made by consensus by members of PMB. SMB must validate PMB decision. Clinical Ethics Committee of multi-professional members constituted by hospitals for audit, oversight and conflict resolution. About euthanasia, also called mercy killing. तो euthanasia को और क्या बोलते हैं? Mercy killing. It is the practice of ending the life of a patient to limit the patient's suffering. It can be administered only by a physician. Okay. अब types of euthanasia. Euthanasia दो type के होते हैं, active euthanasia और passive euthanasia. Active euthanasia में क्या होता है? Active intervention to end a person's life, that is administration of a lethal injection. ये अपने यहाँ इंडिया में अलाउड नहीं है. अलाउड कहाँ कहाँ है? बेल्जियम में, लग्जमबर्ग में. अब passive euthanasia, withdrawing life support. तो life support को बस withdraw कर देते हैं. तो allowed in India, Norway, Sweden. Important judicial pronouncements related to euthanasia. Aruna Ramchandra Shanbag versus Union of India 2011 case. Supreme Court for the first time recognized the legality of passive euthanasia. तो ये पहली बार है कि इंडिया में passive euthanasia allow किया गया था. Common Cause versus Union of India and others case. Supreme Court recognized the right to die with dignity as a fundamental right under Article 21. So right to die with dignity as a fundamental right under Article 21 and upheld the legal validity of passive euthanasia. In 2023, ASC modified the guidelines for living will and withholding or withdrawing life-sustaining treatment. Ab living will. Advanced medical directive refers to a written document that a person uses to give his explicit instruction in advance about medical treatment to be administered if he becomes incompetent or is unable to communicate. Living will. Okay, important advanced medical directive base को बोलते हैं. 2023 SC guidelines on living will. It should have characteristics of an informed consent given without any undue influence or constraint. Attestation by a notary or a gazetted officer would be sufficient for a person to make valid living will. More than one guardian or close relative can be named in document. Patient may choose to incorporate their advance directive as a part of digital health records if any. PMB consisting of one treating physician and SMB consists of one registered medical practitioner nominated by Chief Medical Officer of District shall be constituted. In cases where there is no advance directive, PMB shall discuss with family physician, if any, and patient's next of the kin, next friend or guardian. Upon their written consent, PMB may certify the course of action to be taken, preferably within 48 hours of the case being referred to it. तो ये अलग अलग गाइडलाइंस है फॉर यूथेनेशिया. ठीक है. नाउ द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज अमेंडमेंट्स टू द इंटरनेशनल हेल्थ रेगुलेशन 2005. तो इसमें क्या पढ़ना है अपन को? द 77th एनुअल वर्ल्ड असेंबली मीटिंग रिसेंटली कंक्लूडेड विद एन एग्रीमेंट ऑन क्रूशियल सेट ऑफ अमेंडमेंट्स टू द IHR 2005. अब IHR के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. तो सक्सेसर ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल सैनिटरी रेगुलेशंस. ओके. तो IHR क्या था? इंटरनेशनल हेल्थ रेगुलेशंस था. वो किसका सक्सेसर? इंटरनेशनल सैनिटरी रेगुलेशंस का. एम एन ओवरआर्चिंग लीगली बाइंडिंग फ्रेमवर्क दैट डिफाइंस कंट्रीज राइट्स एंड ऑब्लिगेशंस इन हैंडलिंग पब्लिक हेल्थ इवेंट्स and emergencies that have a potential to cross borders. Members comprises all 194 WHO member states including India plus Liechtenstein and the Holy See. Need of amendments. Experience of epidemics and pandemics from Ebola to COVID-19 highlighted the need of better public health surveillance, response and preparedness mechanisms around the world. About World Health Assembly. The decision-making body of the World Health Organization. The World Health Assembly क्या है? decision-making body है World Health Organization की. Okay. Functions. To determine the policies of the organization, appoint the Director General, supervise financial policies and review and approve the proposed program budget. Up key amendments. Defining the pandemic emergency as a communicable disease that has a wide geographical spread or a high risk of one and has exceeded or can exceed the ability of national health systems to respond. Establishing a coordinating financial mechanism to address the needs and priorities of developing countries. Establish a states parties committee for effective IHR implementation. Create national IHR authorities to improve coordination among countries. ओके, अब नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज न्यूट्रिशन एंड सैनिटेशन। ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स देखेंगे हम इसमें सबसे पहले। तो ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स कौन रिलीज करता है ये पूछा जा सकता है। हैज बीन रिलीज्ड बाय कंसर्न वर्ल्ड लाइफ एंड वर्ल्ड हंगर फाउंडेशन, नॉन गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फ्रॉम आयरलैंड एंड जर्मनी रिस्पेक्टिवली। की फाइंडिंग्स क्या है? ग्लोबल फाइंडिंग्स में आते सबसे पहले, हंगर लेवल्स इन 42 countries are at alarming levels, making the goal of zero hunger by 2030 unattainable. World's DHI score is 18.3%, which is considered moderate in the severity of hunger scale. तो वर्ल्ड का जो GHI स्कोर है वो 18.3% है, जिसको मॉडरेट बोलते हैं अपन, ठीक है, ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स में। Highlights link between gender inequality, climate change and hunger. Women and girls are typically hardest hit by food insecurity and malnutrition, effects of weather extremes and climate emergencies. India related findings. Ranked 105th out of 127 countries, up from 111 in 2023, falling under serious category. तो सीरियस कैटेगरी में 13.7% of India's population suffers from undernourishment. GHI score is 27.3% India का, which has fallen since 2000. However, child wasting and stunting remain very high. For children under the age of 5 years, 18.7% experience child wasting and greater than 35.5% are stunted. Maternal health and nutrition. Maternal malnutrition perpetuates child undernutrition in India, creating an intergenerational cycle of poor nutritional status. अब GHI देख लो, इसमें बोल रहा है किसको कितना वेटेज दिया गया, ये देखते हैं। अंडर नरिशमेंट को 1/3, चाइल्ड स्टंटिंग को 1/6, चाइल्ड वेस्टिंग को 1/6, चाइल्ड मोर्टालिटी को 1/3। तो अंडर नरिशमेंट क्या है? मेजर्स इनसफिशिएंट कैलोरिक इंटेंट among the population, intake among the population. Child stunting क्या होता है? Reflects the chronic undernourishment in children under 5 years of age indicated by low height for age. Okay, child wasting indicates acute undernutrition in children under 5 years shown by low weight for height. Child mortality reflects death of children under 5 due to poor nutrition and health. तो GHI severity category है, यहाँ low से extremely alarming तक बताया गया, ठीक है। Initiatives taken for tackling hunger in India. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana to provide food grains free of cost to 80 crore poor. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, registered women are provided rupees 5,000 on the birth of first child for weight support and nutritious food. तो कितना on the birth of first child, ये ध्यान रखिएगा, 5,000 रुपए। Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Provision of supplementary nutrition to bridge the gap between recommended dietary allowance and average daily intake. National Food Security Act 2013 recognizes the right to food as a statutory right. Poshan Abhiyan, National Nutrition Mission, Eat Right movement. Now, initiatives taken for tackling hunger. World Food Programme, Food Assistance Branch of United Nations, established in 1961. Its mission is to combat hunger worldwide by providing food aid, promoting food security and enhancing nutrition. Role of UN Food and Agriculture Organization SDG 2, Zero Hunger. Rome Declaration on Nutrition. कौन सा declaration? Rome Declaration. Declaration commits countries to eradicate hunger and prevent all forms of malnutrition worldwide, particularly undernutrition in children, anemia in women and children, among other micronutrient deficiencies. Zero Hunger Challenge, an initiative by the UN Secretary General that invites countries to work towards a future where everyone has access to adequate nutrition. अब related news. Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty. Genesis. The alliance was launched at the G20 Leaders Summit 2024 in Brazil. Aim: to support and accelerate efforts to eradicate hunger and poverty, Sustainable Development Goal 1 and 2, while reducing inequality SDG 10. Through its policy basket, various policy instruments, it acts as a neutral facilitator in building partnerships and mobilizing financial and knowledge resources to implement these policy instruments. The alliance calls in action in 3 pillars: national, financial and knowledge. Members 91 countries है, India is a member and 25 international organization भी है। अब पढ़ेंगे हम नेक्स्ट important topic, state of food security and nutrition. The state of food security and nutrition in the world report was released by 5 specialized agencies: UNFAO, International Fund for Agricultural Development, UNICEF, World Food Programme and WHO. तो ये पूछा जा सकता है कि स्टेट ऑफ फूड सिक्योरिटी एंड न्यूट्रिशन इन द वर्ल्ड रिपोर्ट कौन रिलीज करता है? यूएनएफएओ, इंटरनेशनल फंड फॉर एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट, यूनिसेफ, वर्ल्ड फूड प्रोग्राम और WHO. अब इस रिपोर्ट के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. The theme of the report focuses on financing to end hunger, food insecurity, malnutrition in all forms. The report puts forward a new definition of financing for food security and nutrition. Refers to the public and private financial resources, both domestic and foreign, directed towards eradicating hunger, food insecurity, and all forms of malnutrition. It aims at availability, access, utilization, and stability of nutritious and safe food, along with strengthening the resilience of agri-food system. Status of food security and nutrition. The world is far off take to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 2.0 hunger. 1 in 11 people faced hunger globally in 2023. Next is the Global Network Against Food Crisis. The Global Network Against Food Crisis launched the Global Report on Food Crisis, which is produced annually by the Food Security Information Network. तो कौन produce करता है? Food Security Information Network. It was launched in 2016 by the European Union, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, and the World Food Programme at the World Humanitarian Summit. It seeks to better link, integrate, and guide existing initiatives, partnerships, programs, and policy processes to address the root causes of food crisis. It brings together governments, international organizations, and NGOs to improve humanitarian responses and reduce the number of people facing acute food insecurity. तो आई होप यहाँ तक आप सभी को समझ आया होगा. अब हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, जिस वीडियो में हम अपने इस PT 365 सोशल इश्यूज़ को ख़त्म कर देंगे, वो हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में स्टार्ट करेंगे फूड वेस्ट इंडेक्स रिपोर्ट से. तो तब तक के लिए थैंक यू सभी को.